प्ययन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs attain power and excellence. All is verily the one without second, ever perfect, ever blissful, existence itself, the Brahman. May I never deny this truth of Brahman, the oneness of existence. May this truth never reject me either. May all the virtues spoken of by the scriptures as necessary for experiencing the Brahman in life be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us try to feel this oneness of existence. The differences that we perceive are only because of the shapes and names given according to the shape or the form. Let us feel I am an ice cube in a huge pile of such ice cubes. I feel I am unique. I am proud of my shape. I form connections to various other ice cubes. Call some as my parents. Some as my siblings. Some others as my friends, colleagues. Some others as my enemies. But I see I am losing shape. So also all other ice cubes. The differences felt earlier have now lost the edge. I am seeing all is one. Seeing this, all my desires go away. I am all that is. I am bliss itself. I am peace itself. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, for last about 8, 9 classes, we have been discussing this story of Vamana. And today we will culminate and conclude this series of these classes on Vamana, the incarnation of God. And all these stories are actually for bringing the supremacy of devotion to God, because of which life becomes fulfilled. All the dissatisfactions, all the scorching, this burning in our heart, these sufferings are all. I am using this word with great responsibility. That yes, all sufferings go away because their root is cut asunder. Devotion is the way. So let us begin at the beginning, that is with our opening chant. So chant loudly. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest ages, in whom the world of three gunas subsist, just as the combination of materials like fire, water, and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. As mentioned here, that is the only independent existence. Our existence depends on mutual, relationships, mutual contacts. Our freedom, we are not free in that sense at all. Somebody else is there, some other powers are there, situations are there which kind of restrict our freedom. But this is the only existence which is independent, because all that we call as conditions, these conditions are all included in that. And therefore nothing is actually restricting it. So that is why is the only independent existence. Nothing else is independent. The story of Vamana is reflecting that the Bali, the very powerful demon king, and he offered this Vamana, that whatever boon was asked, he was saying, ask whatever you want. And what was asked? Just simple things, that 3 steps, 3 paces of land. Mm. 3 paces means my paces. He said that 3 paces of me. And then king, this small boy, in 3 steps, how much land can he take? So he first kind of chided the boy, but the boy insisted that that's enough for me. And thus it was granted uh, that his teacher Shukra, the king's teacher Shukra, said, don't do that. Because this is actually, it seems, God incarnate, and if you offer this to God, He will take away everything that you possess. And not only that, He will give it all to your enemy, Indra. And so do not say, yes, I am giving this boon. No. But still Bali remained steadfast and granted the boon. And then, as it happened, the little boy started expanding, filled the whole universe, including the earth, and then the heaven and the intervening space. Everything was filled by his 2 paces. And then said to him, now you can't fulfill your promise. In 2 steps, the little boy covered the whole earth and the heaven and the nether worlds. Bali could not fulfill the promise of 3 steps, because in 2 steps everything was taken. But said to Vamana, this Vamana was saying, so now you could not fulfill the promise, and therefore the one who breaks such promise given in such sacrifice, the one who breaks it will have to go to hell. But Bali said that I will still fulfill my promise. Although all my possessions are gone, I am offering my head for your third step. Mm. It is that there is this idea of sacrificing, and sacrifice everything, and they sacrifice the sacrificer also. There is a very beautiful couplet that comes in Mahabharata, that Teja dharmam adharmam cha ubhe satyanrite teja उभे सत्यानृते त्यक्त्वा येन त्यजसि tatyaj, that give up that righteousness and unrighteousness, relative truth and relative untruth. And after giving up that, uh, the instrument that you were using for this giving, uh, that also give it up. The I, the sense of I, represented by the head, that it is, so give that up as well. So Bali said, yes, I still have that, the one who is giver. That giver I will give away now. So thus the promise is not broken. In two steps you covered the whole creation, all universe, including heaven and hell. And uh, you are now saying that so I am breaking my promise. But as this text says, Bali says, no, I still vow to fulfill my promise by offering my head for your third step. And thus, uh, it is interesting to see all possessions are gone, but what about the possessor that is still held on to? That also is to be given up. That it is in that Ridra Prashna and Chamaka Prashna, very good and very important hymns to be recited at the time of sacrifice. And they say that my all this, my this, chame, 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 may means mine. This is mine, this mine, this mine, take it. I am giving it all up. And then says, now it is, I also am being given away. That also is sacrificed. So in sacrifice, that also is to be given up. This is the idea in this story, that okay, yours, apart from you, yours is gone. But that I, that ego, that also has to go. So the God takes away that ego as well. And so this is, Bali says, okay, I am giving that. And the Lord becomes very happy that, and it, as this was being discussed, that it is uh, the Bali was, because he was not able to fulfill the promise, was put in bondage by Varuna's bond, whatever it may mean. Varuna is one deity who has these ropes of snake around, that is controlled by him. So with that, this Bali was bound, because he did not fulfill the promise. So he was put in bondage and was going to be pushed down into hell. But no, in between something happened. Mm, it is uh, now uh, all these great cosmic deities they were able to see as the Vamana, the divine Vishnu in this form of Vamana. They were astonished to see the luster of his feet, his toenails, and it is the all these line of previous Brahmas, they all were watching. Wow, this is the Lord. Uh, and then they, it is all of them celebrated the occasion with the singing of hymns and lyrics extolling the Lord's doings and excellences. So all this was happening. The Bali was bound, thus admonished by their master, the leaders of the Asuras, they were ready to fight, seeing that Bali is being subjected to this kind of humiliation. They became angry and wanted to attack this Vamana. Bali restrained them. It is, he said that it is that same Bhagwan, the Supreme Being, this Vishnu, who favored us in the past and wrought the downfall of the Devas, has now reversed his attitude. At present, the cause of Devas attracts his favor and ours his disfavor. Man cannot overcome or defeat time by any of these means. Army, competent ministers, intelligence, fortifications, medical drugs, and mantras, or by the four techniques of diplomacy. And four techniques of diplomacy are like first try to have the discussion by speaking, okay, let us compromise, let us understand each other's needs, and thus have. If that is not getting any headway, then offer, okay, Dam, I will give you some money for this. Will you take for that? Uh, so no, then threaten that person, Bhed, that see what will happen. If you now accept this, you will get this. Otherwise, you will get punished. See, that is called Bheda. And then, if that also is not working, then now you get on to war, Danda. So, all these four techniques of diplomacy. So, in the past, when time was in your favor, you had defeated these followers of God many a times. The very same men are now raising cries of victory after defeating us in the battle. Now all these devas seeing that the Bali, whose power got the demons this victory, and the demons got victory because of Bali. Now that Bali is being vanquished, These devas were very happy now. Our victory. So it is when time again is in our favor, we shall conquer these very people. Just wait for the opportune time. Because this is all a beautiful allegory that we crave for all the pleasures, both of them, the so-called these demons as well as these angels. There, both of them do not have the aim of spiritual realization. They want God for the earthly benefits. Let us be prosperous, give us all the enjoyments of this world, and so forth. So, uh, but these enjoyments, they have a problem associated with these. A person thus becomes egotistic, feels, oh, I am so good. And thus, this strength goes down. And at the same time, those who were defeated and deprived of all the wealth, they are working hard. They are developing their character, their virtues, and thus were getting more and more strength. And the tables then get turned. So, this is the story in our life also, that when we come a bit closer to God, we feel happy and think that it is because I am so good and I am so spiritual and therefore I am getting it. This thought itself, what it does is ego gets bolstered, and thus all that was being felt goes away. So, therefore, it is important to keep attention on God. This is all happening by the will of God. Hold on to God. Never think, oh, I am so spiritual. No, that will remove the spirituality instantaneously. It is that is how one gets defeated, because the ego becomes big. And because of that, now everything, all those virtues and the divine experience and the joy, all becomes now gone. It is all declines. And therefore, this is how it happens. Sometimes the angels become powerful, sometimes the demons become powerful. It is like that tug of war, have you put that rope and then two parties, they pull each other. Have you played it, Ashutosh, any time? Tug of war. So, and then uh, when one party is pulling hard, and then there is a line, you have to pull the other party up to that line, then you are victorious. Now pulling, now after pulling for some time, this thing, we are getting victory. They see these are almost at the line, just one more, and then the feeling of victory makes them relax. And by that time, the other side, they are mustering their, hey, come on, uh, buck up, and they then start pulling in their side, and these people get dragged. So it goes on for some time. So this is how these demons and angels, they have these seesaw or the tug of war that goes on. So now Bali says, don't attack. Know that it is, you will get annihilated unnecessarily. So therefore wait till our time, bid for our time, and it will all be done. So Uh, at that time, Prahlada appears there. Prahlada is Bali's grandfather, and he prays. We have seen the story of Prahlada, the greatest devotee that one can think of, greatest devotee, in all circumstances held on to God. And so he was always under protection of God because he held on to God. So we get vanquished because we leave God. So Prahlada never let that go. So he was always with divine. And now he appears there and tells that uh, he prayed to the Lord. Now, being deprived of all the possession, he will be able to stick to spiritual path that he is telling about Bali. And now Bali is deprived of everything. Now he will be able to stick to spiritual path. And that is the grace of God. God takes away everything. Why? So that we will hold on to God. Otherwise, we have this to hold on to, that hold on to. So, therefore, give up all possessions. The sense that this belongs to me, nothing belongs to me. Then God alone is mine. Otherwise, if I say this is mine, then only that much is yours, and that too will go away. Nothing is yours. It is God alone is mine. That should be the understanding. If this little thing is mine, then that's mine. And therefore, graciously, due to filled with grace, God takes away all these so called supports. There is a very nice song by a great sage, Surdas, that some people they have a lot of these cattle, that is their strength. Some have elephants at their door, lot of, so very wealthy. They feel, I have got elephants. Then some have lot of money, and some are very physically very strong, powerful. All these are, one relies on these strengths. But none of them are, going to be of help. They all vanish. They come and go. And so you cannot rely on them in long run. Who is one who is very strong, that strength, physical strength, goes away. Some disease creeps in and gone. So many, that it is, one gets surprised. Oh, he was so strong, a young man. Every day was running 10 miles. And but suddenly, one day something happens, goes away, passed away. How could he pass away like this? Who knows? There are no causes that can be told. It is thus. All these are very flimsy, temporary things that will get swallowed by time. Time swallows everything. The money, the rich become poor, poor become rich. I had told you that incident when we were having a boat tour at Thousand Island Park. and a very beautiful spot, natural beauty, and as the guide was telling, do you see there on that 1,000 islands, on one of those islands, you see all those burnt houses, are you seeing? Oh, yes. You know, these houses belonged to very, very rich peoples, ultra rich people in New York. And in 1929's crash, big crash, they all suddenly became paupers. The market suddenly crashed. It is a great story. There are a lot of nice books about that crash. And then it is these people had nothing now, all gone. So they had these summer houses built, very, very nice houses. So they came overnight there and put fire to their houses so that they will be able to claim insurance money by putting fire to their own houses. That, oh, this is a big loss, and so it is the insurance should pay. And it could have worked. The problem was, in this crash, the insurance companies also had crashed. So they now lost whatever they had in New York and in the stocks, they all lost it. And at least they had houses, they also were burned down. So they were left with nothing. So the moral is that nothing really belongs to us, and nothing can be giving us a permanent happiness, stability, because everything that is unstable, how can that give us stability? Think about it. Something that, okay, I am stable, my family is giving me support. Well, that itself is without any support. How can that give me this support? It cannot give us support. In that Sri Ramakrishna's hymn, we chant it on every Saturday morning, that Om Reem Ritam, and in one line of that says that Yasmad Aham Tu Asharano Jagadeka Gamyaha, that I have no other support uh, except you, O Lord. Everything else is dependent on something else. How can that provide me support? It is not possible. It is somebody was drowning and then thought, I got this support. He thought it to be a log of wood, and held on to that. That was not log of wood, but a crocodile. So what would happen with that kind of support? Ah, what, Ashutosh? What do you expect? Ah, the crocodile would say, nice food I got, feast. So it is like that. This analogy is given in Shankaracharya's Vivek Chudamani, that those who think that the body is their support, the strong body, and they keep on feeding this body as body consciousness is being fed. Feeding body is one thing, but I am this body. That is being fed. So, if they want to go to get liberation with this, Shankaracharya says it is like a hope of catching a crocodile, thinking of it as a log of wood, and thinking that that will help them to ferry across this turbulent river. No, it is so bad, you know. We think these things will support me. And nothing is support except God, who is the support of all. Now that person will see that God is my only support. Tvameva sharanam tasmat tvam eva sharanam. Therefore thou alone are my support. Nothing else has the capability in the least to support us. Not possible. While walking someplace on a hill that was steep, I was feeling I will fall down. And so I held while climbing down one of those that shoots of that plants, bushes that had been there on the way. So I held one of the bush, and oh, to my this uh, I didn't know that. I thought that it is stable. The bush just came in my hand. So what can you do? You cannot get such support. So it is very important that what we are getting support from is really capable of giving support. Otherwise, it is just one falling, another also falling, and there is no use. Only God is the support. So this is uh, and so then you will get that, and that illuminating story that Krishna and Arjuna were going on from one place to another, and then on the way, as they were walking, it became evening, so they decided to take a halt for the night, and they saw a very nice palatial house. So they went and sought shelter for the night, and the owner welcomed them very good and made arrangements for their comfortable stay. He didn't stay with them much, was very busy with other works. So, but he made arrangements for a nice stay, nice food, and all that. And next morning they left, and at that time they met again the owner and saying him thank you, and Lord Krishna blessed that may your wealth, your prosperity increase. Then the journey continued next evening. And now they saw there was a very small hut owned by a very poor person. They decided to take shelter there. Whatever is available. It is so. They asked. He was overjoyed to see that God has come, as Lord Krishna has come to bless me. He became so excited. He had nothing to offer to them. Somehow he said, okay, lie down here. He had one torn bed and what. Said, this is all that I have got. Lie here, you. So, and he decided to lie down on the bare that mud floor. And then food. He had a cow. So uh, he took the milk of that cow and offered to them, okay, this is what I have got. And they had that milk, fine. Next morning again they were about to leave, and then they bless this poor man. This Arjuna Krishna was going to give the blessing, and what Krishna's blessing was, may your cow die. Now Arjuna could not understand what this situation is. That yesterday that rich man, he had no devotion practically, and you blessed him. that may your wealth increase. This fellow served us with such feelingful devotion. And then you are telling that may your cow die? God, I don't understand this. And Krishna smiled and said, that is how I treat, that these are my ways. And then he explained, I give whatever those people desire. That man was after for more wealth, and so I said, okay, let your wealth increase. This man loves me, but he has some attachment left for that cow. So it is, I just am taking away that attachment, that your cow may die, means my sense, that sense that it is mine, let that be gone. So when that cow is taken away, now the only impediment that he has, that is taken away, and so will reach they reach me. He wants me, so I did exactly what will help him to get me. So this is how, when everything is taken away, then God comes. So in Bhagavatam, many skandhas before, we had that Kunti is calling Krishna. uh, Namo akinchana vittaya. Beautiful phrase, You are the wealth, Lord, you are the wealth of those who have no other wealth. Those who have some wealth, mine, you cannot be their wealth. But if nothing is mine, then God alone is mine. See, therefore, the message is to give up. This is mine, this is mine. No, give it up, dear. Nothing is yours, then God is yours. If all these things are mine, then God is not mine, and those things also do not remain with you. So you are gone by both sides. So let us remember this, that Prahlada therefore says, look, it is so Prahlada says the glory of Indrahood was bestowed on him by thee alone. Bali was given all this empire of Indra by you. Uh, Thou hast now deprived him of it, and this will be for his good in the long run. In the long run, we are short sighted. In Karma Yoga book, Swami Vivekananda says, unselfishness in the end, in the long run, um, is more beneficial. But people do not have patience. They want immediate results. So, therefore, they do not practice unselfishness. If you are unselfish, then you get a lot, much more. You can experience that, you can try and see. It is by being unselfish, you get much more than being a selfish. In Shillong, uh, yeah, our this persona was some 11th grade or 12th grade student then. So that we had a youth this thing program arranged there. youth retreat. So uh, there was a professor who said, I will arrange a game for them. They were being taught Karma Yoga book lectures, and they were discussing many things. And this professor arranged a game, a very nice game. The trick in it was, if you try to win, you are sure to lose. He was a mathematics professor, so that he arranged that game in such a way, if you try to win, you lose. But if you try to make somebody else win, then you win. So this is how the game proceeds. And in this world also it is, we don't understand that, and so try to win ourselves. But by doing it we lose. It is therefore important that we help others. There is a very nice chapter in that Karma Yoga book. Those who help others, they actually are helping themselves. So it is very difficult to understand this, but this is, friends, is fact. The more you try for the good of others, then that will automatically bring more good to you. Swami Vivekananda says in another this thing discussion, that his dialogues with the disciple, that if you work for the liberation of others, then you will get liberated. Isn't it funny? Because there is nothing like my liberation. Hmm. Let us get it straight, friends. If suppose Adi Maharaj thinks that I will get liberated, I am going to get liberated, then, but the I itself is the bondage. So this is not that I getting into prison and I getting out of the prison. I itself is bondage, and therefore I never can get liberated. Destruction of I is liberation. This non-existent I, and that is to be left away, and thus you are then free, you are always ever free. So this is how this idea is. Now therefore, deprived of all, Prahlada says, uh, who is the man that can keep level headed in prosperity and stick to the spiritual path? Very difficult. We think if I have got money, that attention goes on that. One does loses head, that I have money, I have this, I have house. No, nothing is going to be there. It is the head cannot think of God. That is how the reliance of God reduces. Swami Turiyananji used to say, even if you have a quarter in your pocket, your the reliance goes on that quarter in your pocket, you know. I have a quarter, it will, God is there, but if God fails, this quarter will help me. This becomes it's so silly when you think of it. God cannot help me, but then this, at that time this quarter will come to my rescue. Isn't it very funny idea? So, but that is what happens. This is mine. This will support me. No, when all that is taken away, then God alone is my support. The devotion thus increases. You know, that is why Jesus says that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle. Hmm. How big a camel, how small is the that eye of the needle. How can a camel pass? It's very difficult. But he says it is more difficult for a rich person to go to the heaven. It is therefore very important that we should never think that that is the greatness. And you see it actually in the life that those who are rich, they get stuck in that the power of that money keeps on binding them. Oh, my money. And that makes them full of that reliance of that money, and thus therefore putting down others. Oh, those poor people, and so forth. No, one should not think like that. It is the rich people, they are, very dependent on money. And so they keep on begging more and more and more money. It is a street beggar, if gets $10 more on a day, then feels okay, satisfied. Some big oligarch thinks that I should get 1 million to become happy. So who is poorer? This beggar is poor by $10. That fellow is poor by 1 million. So it is, this is to be remembered, friends. So now this Brahma then prayed to the Lord to remove his bondage, because Bali now has become a devotee. Now he has fulfilled his vow also of offering, by offering his head. So now it doesn't need to be bound anymore. And so Lord says that, look, a person truly devoted to me never gets infatuated, even when favored with high birth, education, and prosperity. So I am sending you. Bali is sent to a place, Sutala, a region when then he will become the Indra in a later age. This is the boon given to Bali. And then Prahlada also proceeds there. So this is how this story, which began this when Kashyapa and Aditi, they were there. Aditi was praying for restoring the wealth of her sons, that is the devas or angels. They were defeated by Bali and his army of demons. So demons took all the possessions of Indra and other angels, and they had to go in hiding. Now she prayed that may my sons be restored to their glory. And thus this incarnation of Vamana came up. And then he was, at that time, Vamana was honored as Upendra. He was crowned as Upendra, and then he led Indra to his heavenly empire, because now it all belonged to this Vamana. He had conquered it, and so he led Indra to this heavenly empire. And here this story ends. And then we will, from next Friday, we will study the story of God and the fish incarnation. So, Matsyavatara. Let us conclude with this closing chant. निगमकल्पतरुर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Anybody has any question? No question here. Any question up there?
Yes. Question from Shyamalesh Chaudhary.
Namaskar, Shamalesh.
While Bali followed the path of truthfulness in keeping his promise to Vamana and ignoring the advice of his guru, what should one do in such a situation?
Yeah, a good question. That there was the Guru had advised Bali and not to do this. It is the path of truth is to be followed. The Guru's advice, you have to see what the Guru is telling. There is a very illustrative story that Swami Vivekananda is telling that a very famous story. In Probably it is not printed in any book, but from by the word of mouth it is spread that he was talking to many of his disciples that it is uh, that suppose Sri Ramakrishna comes to you and tells you that uh, oh no, you run after sex and money and all that, will you accept that? Oh, my Sri Ramakrishna, my Guru Maharaj is telling that. Will you accept that? Guru is telling you, and the student, one of this, that Swami Sadananda, says, no, I would consider that this is an impostor, not Sri Ramakrishna, who I worship that Sri Ramakrishna who renounced all lust and greed, Kamini Kanchan. I worship that Sri Ramakrishna. And if somebody like Sri Ramakrishna, looking like Sri Ramakrishna, is telling something opposite to that, I will consider that this is not Sri Ramakrishna at all. So, if the Guru is showing something that is against the truth, then that Guru should not be considered as Guru. That is why the teachings of the Guru, that yes, stick to truth, that needs to be followed. Guru was looking there for Bali's temporal wealth, and therefore Bali disregarded the advice of his guru, his teacher Shukracharya. That is how one should uh, take the advice of the guru. So therefore there are, the different kinds of situations portrayed, that some say that do not uh, disobey the Guru in any condition, in any situation. So, even if my Guru is like that, very bad character, still I will hold on to the Guru. That is, in one place, it is Sri Ramakrishna says that. But this is a statement that is an exaggeration in the sense that this is to ward away your ideas. That you may, if your selfishness is hurt, then you may say, no, that Guru is bad. You may start looking at the faults of the Guru. And to ward that off, it is said that no, Guru is to be honored in all conditions. But there is again the definition of the Guru that Swamiji gives in Bhakti Yoga, that Shrotriyo Avrijino Akamahataha. So, the Guru should be straightforward, should not distort the truth. So, that is how Shukracharya's advice was rejected by Bali for a superior advice. So that is in that situation it should be held on to, that what is superior in dharma, that should be held on to. Yes, very nice question. Any other question? No. Okay. She got a question late. Okay.
Pranams, Maharaj.
Yes, Pranam.
Maharaj, Bali gave his head
Hmm?
at the end. For the third step, he
Yeah.
gives his head.
Yeah.
It's amounting to surrender.
Yeah.
Then why is he not getting liberation? He's again like only promised to become Indra or something.
Such questions do arise. That because there are, still lot of impressions left. So all those demonic impressions need to be removed. This is surrender. We also all surrender temporarily. We do prostrations and pray that, but then that ego comes up again. So you put down your head and then make it up again. So that is how all those demonic impressions are still, they remain. And so therefore, even Prahlada, imagine, was told, now you go and become a ruler. You will be adorning this throne of your father and rule this kingdom and so forth. So Prahlada therefore was there as a ruler, married, got children, and then one of that child's son is Prahlada. So it is all, therefore, the indications that one has to keep on struggling, keep on practicing till the ego is gone. Hmm. So Bali practiced it and so got this advancement. But there was the desire was still there, that let me enjoy the kingdom of heaven, let me have all other things in life to be happy. So the total reliance of God on God takes more time, more practice. That is the moral of that story too. Yeah. So let us conclude with the closing prayer. On coming Sunday, there is a lecture by our devotee Teresa Guerra about the Kumbh Mela, the pitcher festival. So she had gone there and had many learning, educative experiences that she will be narrating on that coming Sunday at regular 5 p.m. So please make sure to come for that. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। bol, Hari Hari bol. Krishna Krishna bol, Krishna Krishna bol. Krishna Krishna bol, Krishna Krishna bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari bol.